because of banks like Bank of America that avoid paying taxes. And then the second thing that we want to do with Bank of America is foreclosure. They have up to 25% of mortgages. 25%. And they can stop this foreclosure. 2 years in a row of record foreclosures. Right now, 1 out of 7 Americans can't remortgage. We're probably another record year this year. And what the Bank of America needs to do is to face up to that, and they shouldn't be profiting from the housing bubble. People are paying mortgages based on a false housing bubble price. That needs to be reduced to real value housing. Right now, 1 out of 4 mortgages is more than the value of the house. That's not acceptable. So the Bank of America needs to take some steps to reformulate mortgages so they're consistent with the post-housing bubble. The second thing you do is when people are facing foreclosure, you need to have those people in and find a way to preferably lowering the mortgage rates, spreading it out longer so you're not staying in their house. We don't need vacant homes. We're not going to get this country back on track. The housing industry continues to be dropping, and it's going to keep dropping until the foreclosure messes. Our Congress can't handle it. Dick Durbin, senator from Illinois, said that the Senate was controlled by the banks. And that's the reality. That's what we're facing. And so we can't trust the Senate. We can't trust the President. We can't trust the House. They're not going to do it for us. We've got to make our own power. We showed today the first steps in that. And it's difficult because it's such a corporatized country that the media misleads us. I really urge people to turn the TV off. You're going to get misled more than given accurate information. They are a key part of what I call the fog. The fog is the forces of greed. And the forces of greed are out there to propaganda us, mislead us, make us afraid and tell us we have no power. We do have power. And it's time for us to start to exercise. We need to lift the fog, we need to beat the fog back, get the truth out. And when you watch corporate TV, once you know it's a propaganda view, whether it's MSNBC or Fox or CNN, ABC, CBS, it doesn't matter which one it is. They're all propaganda machines from their own perspective. And you just have to realize that. When you start to realize that, and you watch it again after you've been away for a while, you start to see how their propaganda works. So I really urge people to lift the fog in your own mind so you understand what's going on. Then you can go back to the corporate media, see what they're saying, and realize the false messages that the corporate government wants us to hear. The reason why we have the top 1% having as much resources, as much wealth as the bottom 95% combined is not because the top 1% is smarter or works harder. In fact, they don't. Hardest working people in this country are people who are, poverty workers, work multiple jobs and still can't feed themselves because they're treated so poorly in their jobs. And the reason why the top 1% is corporate cronies. We have a corporate controlled government. When they pour money into the people who fund their campaigns, it's called corporate welfare. We need to take that corporate welfare and turn it into taxpayer investment. So if a corporation wants to get taxpayer dollars, fine. The deal is a percentage of their profits goes into a fund. And that fund is managed, and we all get a piece of that profit. And it's been going on like this in Alaska since 1979 with the oil wells. It's drilled on public land in Alaska. It goes into the portion of the profit goes into the public fund, into a fund, and every year, every Alaskan, from zero to death, gets a check from the public fund from the oil profits. To $2,000 each, that's $10,000. We are giving $400 billion a year in corporate welfare, as we are, not counting the bailouts. $400 billion a year. Imagine how much taxpayer investment we can have. We should profit from that. Go ahead. Nice, good.
Okay, so the Alaskans, they get their check from the profits of the oil companies. It seems to me that just sets up more of a situation that we don't want to have. I don't see anything that you talk about coming to fruition without electoral reform. You say that the country is controlled by corporate interests. I agree. The Supreme Court just said
the way
it said about a year ago that people can contribute as much as they want to corporations, businesses, they can contribute as much as they want to a campaign. I don't see anything that you say coming to fruition until everybody has a clear, fair shot at becoming elected and are not beholden to a corporate interest, or at least a large money-giving interest, in order to be elected. Because everyone's still beholden, whether they're getting a check from us, whether they get a check because they're Alaskan, and they're getting something out of the oil profits, or anybody else.
Those are all great points. Those are all great points. We actually, those are all great points. And the only way we're going to get to that area where we can make those kind of changes is we have 3 things. Independent